Hello. Thank you, first of all, very much for all your comments and the wonderful comments that you make on my site. And apologies for not putting up as many videos as I normally would over the last month. I've been doing pantomime, which is this wonderful British theatrical business over Christmas, and it goes on until the 8th of January. I have a few more performances left. We've had some performances cancelled, which I fear is partly because of the rail strikes. You know, if people can't get to the theatre, there's no point in doing the show, I suppose. I would certainly struggle on if those shows were going. I have croaked my way through a few songs and through a few performances. I am playing a very old man, so I suppose it makes perfect sense, at least in the first part of the show. In the latter part of the show, I play a completely mad director of Love Island. And it is great fun. It's lovely to be back on stage again. I certainly see that as in many ways as my spiritual home, and it doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop doing other things, but I love the theatre, and I love the immediacy of an audience. I would love to be slightly less ill while I'm doing it. But I'd like to bring up one or two of your comments. The first one, perhaps the most important, is from a person called News Channel. Good to see you, Tim. Yes, another video. Someone on your channel, Tim, keeps saying to contact you on Telegram. It is a scam. It absolutely is a scam. I do not have a Telegram account, as far as I know. I don't understand it. And it simply isn't true. So if you are led astray by that, you are led astray. Tim Woodger says, I don't know what the intentions of this government are, but as far as I can tell by their actions in the last decade or so, it ain't to help anyone but themselves. I don't subscribe to such a negative view as that, but I can understand where it comes from, and I think it's I think it's sad, really, that we have a government that has allowed that sort of nonsense, that sort of attitude to emerge, and I can understand why people might believe that. As I say, I think they're wrong. There are others. Angus Macmillan says about the government cannot and must not duck responsibility. He says, I think it would be right to allow employers to sue the unions for their losses and bust them. I think that probably is already allowed in law, but we cannot stop people using their right to strike. This is to withdraw your labour is a human right, and that is reasonable. Apologies. I think, however, it is not the NHS that is responsible for producing the healthcare and the ambulances. It is the government. So if the NHS is on strike, the government has to provide an alternative, and I think also the government needs to look seriously at the question about the alternatives laid out for the care in the community of people who are ill at weekends or out of office hours. These things are important. And then John Fred says, I think you're wrong about the so-called reconciliation. Being invited to Balmoral means nothing unless attitudes have changed. As for Harry being tied to Meghan Markle, well, this Meghan Markle is his wife, FFS. I don't know what FFS stands for, but maybe that's an award that one's given for being a member of the royal family. But yes, thank you very much. Anyway, thank you for all that. And I will try and keep some stuff going until the weekend, and we'll be back to normal by the 10th.